I said, okay, my infatuation.
How you feel, Mike?
Awesome, dude.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Anabolic Network Supp Talk. I'm your host, Buddy Ray. It's my partner,
Mike. What's up, guys?
So today we're going to go ahead and run through a leg session and what a leg day looks like for myself and for Mike. Like we've said in previous videos, we train a little bit differently. I like to do a lot of supersets. Mike trains a little bit more on the structured approach. Mike, want to get some detail about your session?
Yeah, I'll do a couple supersets towards the end, but in the beginning, I try to maximize all my sets and poundages, but not too crazy heavy. It's just more like a feeling.
Myself personally, like I said, I like to do supersets on everything. I like to keep my workouts pretty compact and tight knit. For me, one thing that I will point out while I'm training is you're going to see me do a lot of isolated movements. I'll do one leg at a time. If you can see on my inner quad right here, this muscle comes down. This one doesn't come down nearly as much. During COVID, I work in the nightlife industry, and during COVID, trying to stop a drunk driver, he hit me with a car and I tore 2 quad tendons. So now when I train my legs, I have to do one leg at a time, isolate the individual legs, because if I try to go heavy with both legs right out the gate, my strong leg that is not injured will overcompensate and try to do more work than the weak leg. So to make sure that I don't create an imbalance, I have to train one leg at a time. Even though I do this for my legs, this is an approach that anyone training who has any type of injury should probably be aware of. You know what I mean? If one shoulder is stronger than the other, you can start to get a really nice round head, and this head could look lacking, which can look imbalanced in the body. So paying attention to those things and catering to the hurt or the injured body part so it can grow gradually and the balance can stay even across the body. So that's why the method to my madness.
Gonna warm up the knees and the quads. Just like lighter weight, nothing too crazy yet, just to get some blood flowing. I don't push like a lot of heavy weights. And I notice a lot of growth this way too, just slow and control.
His toes pointed up towards the ceiling, not flat. His foot is up, and this keeps tension on the actual quad. You see Mike's got those nice meaty quads right there. One thing that I'll do because of the injured leg movement, I'm gonna keep my toes pointed up just like Mike did. I'm actually going to angle my toe out just a little bit to focus more on that inter quad head. And I'm gonna go one at a time. Gotta separate the quads, the glutes. Quads on one day, glutes and hamstrings on another day. Helps the females get that body that they're really chasing that they didn't know. Go ahead and move over here because this is part of my superset. One thing that I'll bring some insight into people when using the Smith machine. A common mistake that people make when using the Smith machine is they like to try to squat directly under the bar, but that doesn't create alignment for the body. So even though I'm going to do like a split squat, if you notice when I set myself up to get under the machine, my feet are going to be more in a forward direction and my body will sit at an angle. So as I squat down, it creates a parallel squat. Coming down, sitting deep into it. You see that? It's a feathering of the quad a little bit. Genetically gifted. Thank you, mommy and daddy.
I'll hop on this too.
You got that foot out in front so he gets that good angle.
It's not cut up like Buddy, but it's there. It's gonna be my last working set, and I'm gonna move on to the next one. I keep my rep range too, if anybody's concerned or curious. 8 to 12 on the working sets. When I warm up, I'll keep it around like 12 to 15, but like a working set, I'll do like 8 to 12. I feel like this is a sweet spot with legs. Quick tip for anyone that's gonna do a heavy leg day: hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Drink a minimum of like 2 liters of water before your workout. Hydrate the night before, because this shit's gonna take a lot out of you.
When I was, in my later 20s and I was training with a couple of like real hardcore, big, intense guys, our training days we were training for a long time. That was the only thing that mattered in life at that time. I didn't have a kid. Work was still fun. Training could take an hour and a half, 2 hours, but we would do such a strenuous leg day that by the end of the leg workout, I would get real borderline to passing out. I would just see white. I'd get lightheaded. It's hard to walk afterwards. That's usually from like carb depletion. Insulin crash a little bit.
Oh yeah,
I would get so lightheaded that they would be like, "Oh man, you got to drink a Coke or you got to drink some orange juice or something just to get that blood sugar back up, so I could regain my mental equilibrium."
Yeah.
I would be so crashed and depleted from the heavy workout. And legs is such a big muscle; it'll pull all the energy, all the nutrients. It's such a big muscle; it's gonna just suck your body dry and really killing it.
Yeah, but make sure too, like, don't think just any kind of leg workout. Like, you're gonna have to push yourself balls to the walls to like get to the point where you need a soda or some quick, sugars like candy or something like that, gummy bears, or something to replenish that. But if you're just doing a regular workout on your legs, don't just treat yourself. You know what I mean? Get a good wholesome like carb meal, and get your post-workout, or even sip on carbs throughout your workout. But don't think just any workout on your leg day deserves like candy and sweets like that. Nah. My workout I'm gonna do right now is a pendulum, like right here. Since it's like a more of a hamstring dominant and glute dominant day for me, I'm gonna show you like the placement of my feet on how you obtain just hitting that and targeting that.
If Mike was to move his toes towards the top, that would allow him to put more emphasis on his hamstring. And if he were to put his heels more towards the bottom, that would promote more of the quad growth. Same thing if he were to put his feet at the top and go wide up here, it's going to hit more of this inner leg, as opposed to where if he were to go feet close together and maybe a little bit more to the bottom, it's going to focus more. Feet a little together, Mike, right there. It's going to promote more on that outside quad sweep. Like I said, just a little ways to manipulate the machines you're using to promote different levels of growth in different areas. If you ask any like super competitive guys, that's one of the most utilized machines in the gyms that have them. So for a gym to not have it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels good on the knees too. If anyone has like knee issues or like lower back, like I said, like this is an awesome machine.
Done. My next part of my leg day session is going to be 2 hamstring focused. I'm going to do the standing leg curl with the laying down leg curl. Always my favorites. So, for years, hamstrings was my lacking part of my leg. I lacked a lot of fullness. I always had big quads, and my hamstrings were lacking, so it's been a focal point for the last year and a half for me. Same concept when I did my shoulder day. I like to use the little accessory muscles and fatigue them first, make sure the small heads get the detail work, then I'll move into the heavier presses. Doing the laying down leg curls, lots of people will make the mistake of letting their momentum swing their foot up at the high point, and that pad disconnects from the bottom of the calf or the top of the heel. You're going too fast if you're doing that. If that's ever happening, if the pad is ever leaving the body, you're going way too fast. You need to slow down and control it. You got to control that weight. Don't let that weight control you. Don't swing the momentum. That's not doing growth. It's not, I mean, it might feel okay and it might get you through some workouts, but you'll get way more out of your training and out of your longevity if you learn to control that weight with purpose.
Don't limit yourself. There's a difference between pushing yourself and ego lifting up.
The difference between 32 and 39, maybe. So I'm like, ooh, that was like.
Keep in mind, I'm very impressed by Buddy's physique. At this age, people younger than this would dream to have quads like that. This guy's not even prepping for a show, and he's striated, and his quads are feathered. Like he's like maybe 2-3 weeks out from a show. So keep in mind, this guy's not even prepping.
Yeah.
So don't let his age fool you. He might be injured, but so it's a little bit different than like your traditional leg press machines at your conventional gyms. So this one's like an awesome leg press. Like this gym alone has some awesome machines for legs. A lot of variety, a lot of options. So if you guys want to come check this gym out, people ask me all the time, what gym is that? Lighting's awesome. It's the Muscle Factory. Oh yeah, trying to be like Justin. Like I said, it's gonna be more of a hamstring glute dominant for me today. So, with my feet a little higher. Buddies is like a little bit more neutral. This is a little bit more higher, focusing on the hamstrings. You can see. Legs turned out all the way down. Make sure you breathe as well. I know a lot of people, when they do heavier weights, they tend to hold their breath and get lightheaded. I'll be lying if I said I'm not tired. You're doing this? Yeah, I'm gonna do one more. That'll be my last set. But your boy's getting fatigued. With leg press, it's easy to use momentum, especially this kind of machine. You can just bounce it off the rack and then keep going. You just want to like control it. And anybody that's pushing themselves to failure, if you don't have a spotter, you can always do this, but don't do it every set because you don't want to cheat yourself. It's just usually when you're on the last rep or two, trying to push it out, you just help.
I keep the seat a little bit back. Try not to come out of that ditch too much. Like I said, sometimes my hip flexors get a little tight. Trying to come out of that, trying to come out of that,
small space.
Trying to come out of that dip, that pocket. A little stressful sometimes. Find if I move it back, I can focus more on the quad. Don't have to focus more on this muscle. Not that I'm saying you should ignore it. I'm just saying I get that area trained in other aspects, so I'm not overly concerned with it right here. Like I said, I do a lot of jiu-jitsu, I train Muay Thai, so I do a lot of hip flexor and hip mobility stuff, doing those activities, so I'm not overly focused on it when I'm doing these.
So you're gonna be focusing solely on your quads? Your feet placement's gonna be focusing on quads?
Here, Mike, you just want to, I'll let Mike, I'm gonna line up my feet and I'll let Mike break it down for you all the way it's gonna hit. Cool. So. So, you notice if I had the seat closer, it would have my knee way up here.
Yeah.
That's that dip. I'm back a little bit, so I have a little bit of forward press. See, I'm pretty level. Feel slightly at the bottom, pretty level, not overcompensating anything.
Yeah.
Just really focusing on the push. And even though it's going to be slightly more quad focused, it's still going to engage the glute and the hamstring until it gets to the pivot point where it'll start to isolate on the quad. So it's going to be...
And Buddy's doing single leg, like he went over prior, just because he had that incident with his quad tear.
Another thing worth mentioning, while I'm pressing, I'm driving through my heel, not through my toes. The heel is, this is where the real strength comes from. It's going to be real hard if you stay up here. It's going to build imbalances also. When you're squatting, pressing, should be driving through the toes. Me?
Standard staple, steak and rice, cucumbers, and some type of fiber. So I had some dates.
I did just baked chicken thighs with a half a cup of white rice before bed. And I'm lying, I'm not completely fasted. I had a pancake with my son at 6:30 this morning in preparation for this.
Do you prefer chicken or beef?
So me personally, I'm a hard gainer. So I do a lot of beef because that helps me maintain.
Didn't chicken have more protein?
That's really
equivalent.
Yeah, it's really like, me, standard. Rule of thumb for me, if you're trying to gain size, stick to beef. If you're trying to maintain a leaner physique, stick to chicken. And if you're really trying to cut weight and be super lean, you go with fish and eggs. And that's always been like the simplest way for me to break it down. But because I've always been a hard gainer, when I was able to get my biggest and my fullest and maintain a good level of aesthetic appeal and stay, a good level of lean, my diet was ground beef and white rice with French style green beans. And I ate that all the time, and I got some good size on that. Obviously, I was running a lot of gear, but I never let go of the fact that the ground beef and white rice just really responded well to my body. Like I said, I've tried sweet potatoes, I've tried regular potatoes. Sometimes I get, I just don't like the way it makes me feel. But whenever I do white rice, whether it be ground beef, steak, or chicken, my body just always responds really well. My diet, let's say every 3 weeks, if I'm evaluating my diet on a 3-week basis, I'm probably doing beef, ground beef or steak 2 weeks out of the 3-week cycle, and chicken 1 week out of the 3-week cycle. That's on a rotation. I mix it in with sauces to make it not so boring, but robot mentality. You know, I don't really make it too complicated. I don't try to make it too exotic. I know what works. I stick to it. It yields results. And if it ain't broken, I don't try to fix it. Like, I'm cool with where it's at. I just let it cruise. Like I said, I superset everything. So Mike, do you want to do like a step up? Do you want to kind of show where this will help isolate? So I'm gonna do so it'll be focused more. This is gonna be a little bit more hamstring and glute focus. It's really gonna incorporate the good stretch down, the resistance, and it'll coming up. We're pushing through the heel and really squeezing on that hamstring and glute as we're coming to the top.
Yeah. I'm willing to bet anybody that does legs, if you actually do it the proper way, lighting up the weights will humble you a little bit too. Sometimes it's not about the weight.
But that's really a part where, as you get older and you start to remove the ego, you get way more comfortable with the negative reps.
Yeah.
And I'm learning that negative rep can produce just as much growth as just trying to load the bar and go heavy. You really start just maximizing the output on every opportunity, whether it be the hard press and the squeeze or the slow negative. It's all producing growth. It's all staying consistent with the tension on the muscle.
Yeah.
Inducing trauma, tearing down muscle. You just let it drop, you're almost letting it rest.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of just letting your body whip around. And I mean, if you get in a hard car accident and your head whips real fast, you get a neck injury, and they call that whiplash, and people don't want whiplash. Why would you do that to your muscles? Why would you just whiplash your muscles around instead of controlling that weight?
Yeah.
I mean, so this is my last thing, so I will do this both legs at a time. Legs are fatigued, legs are tired. I still don't want to forget the movement or let the body forget that the legs do work together. It's not always going to be isolated. So this is more just a functional movement, but the legs feel something. I'm not going to lie, man. I did the epithalon for 10 days, and that peptide alone, I mean, I would take it before bed. 30 minutes after I take it, my eyes get heavy, puts me to sleep. I wake up like 6 hours later, 5 hours later sometimes. You know, my sleep schedule's not the greatest, but I feel rested. I got no brain fog. I'm alert. I'm ready to move and go. So I really like the epithalon, killing the telomeres. You know, now I started the Somax, and like I take that in the morning. Like 30 minutes after I take it, my brain is just going, man. Like I feel focused, I feel locked in. Like really, the more we go down this peptide rabbit hole, see all the positive benefits, the anti-aging, especially the neuro stuff, the brain stuff. I'm loving every minute of it.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, just in case y'all are wondering, pre-workout stack for the day, right over here. Every day.
What's up, brother?
You know, it's really been helping me. I'm already alert. I'm already focused. I wake up early. I go to sleep late. So I don't like chaotic high stims, but it gets me going right. Doesn't overstimulate me. I'm not throwing up halfway through my workout, but I'm fully focused, on go the whole time. Double barrel, producing the crazy pumps. Rock and roll. Gonna wrap things up for our leg day session. So I hope it was insightful. I hope y'all enjoyed the content. Please subscribe to our channel, like, share, ask us questions. If you want to see more content like this, if you want to see it hit a different body part, if you want to see us work with a trainer, which we plan on doing, let us know, guys. We love the feedback. We want to know what else we can do to create more insight and knowledge for you guys as well. Always a big special thank you to the Muscle Factory, letting us come in here and take care of business. They've been supportive of us since day one, like I always say, so extremely grateful for them. And appreciate y'all tuning in. Mike, you got anything?
No. I know you guys like this kind of content. It's exciting to us. It's something new, something enjoyable for us to do. So if you guys have any insight as far as like how to focus on which body part and what exercise that we prefer to build that body part, just shoot us a DM or something.
All right, guys. Catch y'all later.